Kiss's appearance on The Tomorrow Show is legendary. Ace is hammered and steals the show, interrupting and cracking jokes. This infuriates Gene, who is visibly annoyed throughout much of the interview. Let's take a look at the funniest moments.
All Kiss reign, giving you something to watch while you pray for Sam Loomis to return.
First up comes when Peter is talking about how he'd like to be a gangster in the 20s. Gene tries to keep things on track, but Ace interrupts with a joke, cackles, and then gets in a slap fight with Tom Snyder.
If I could relive, I would love to be in the 20s and be like a Dillinger or a Babyface Nelson.
In the movies. See how I'm trying to bail him out? In the movies. It's LaCoin, our manager. Hello, Bill.
Wait, if he wants to be on the expressway,
Gene, are you kind of the guy who kind of keeps it all level and keeps it all straight?
The mother.
Yeah.
See, because again... Let me tell you something.
Don't hit! What's hit? That man is hitting! I don't believe this!
Number 9 is a quip from Paul about how he and Gene met. They've done this one in other interviews before, but it's a solid joke.
I knew Gene and I would be in a band together because he was the only guy in Queens who was wearing whiteface and a ponytail. This guy...
That is true.
Next up is a joke from Gene and Paul about where they buy their boots. This is clearly a gag they've done before. If you listen closely earlier in the interview, Gene tries to set Paul up for the same joke, but it gets interrupted.
It's like this is, you know, it's not your regular $3.98 Tomacan special.
That's right, those are $7.98 at Hardee's.
Tell me about...
Kiss can be very charming when being self-deprecating, and this next clip is a good example.
The thing was, we always wanted theatrics and music together. I did find myself.
We're still hoping for it.
No, and finally
The next funny moment comes as Paul is talking about how the Kiss audience is getting younger and younger. Being honest, I don't get why this joke is so funny, but I just love how much it cracks up Tom Snyder.
If we're in a hotel across the street from the halls we're playing, it really looks like Ringling Brothers because you see parents, you see 6 years old, you see 25-year-olds. It's really, it appeals to a lot of...
And if we did a concert in Bombay, there would even be cowbells.
I bet you didn't know that, did you?
I don't believe it.
If you cross the street...
Look at this guy, he's a good guy.
I'm getting bruised by you.
Wake up.
I've been made.
I'm getting killed. I'll do it with you at the same time.
At number 5 is Ace trying his hand at prop comedy when he modifies Tom Snyder's teddy bear. Years later, Ace would actually reference this moment in a couple of song titles.
Kiss, but the greatest thing about the success we've got now is that we're basically free to do anything we want.
Like this.
What are you doing?
He's ruining your teddy bear.
I'm trying to make him a space bear. Space bear. The only space bear in captivity. I got him, he's captured.
Captain Bear.
Okay.
Space bear.
How are you, Tom?
I'm all right, thank you.
Number 4 comes when Tom Snyder comes back from a break and completely screws up the Kiss members' names.
I was just talking with the gentlemen in Kiss, George and Peter and Paul and Ace about...
George is not George manager.
I want to ask...
Oh, George! Oh, you're Ace! George is not here.
George
how
is
about
here,
Gene?
but he's in the background.
This is
The bass player!
All right, you better tell him about that list right now, because you're not getting away with it.
Gene cleverly references this at the end of the interview when he intentionally gets Tom's name wrong.
Thank you very much. And Paul, thank you.
It's great.
And I'm sorry I said you were a bass player, Gene. You're...
He's a good fish.
Quite all right, Ralph.
He's a good egg.
Take care.
Number 3 comes as Paul is trying to have a serious moment about the responsibility they feel toward their audience. Ace interrupts and hilarity ensues.
Because, I mean, when you realize that a lot of the people at the show have been waiting 3 or 4 months to come see us, and this is like the big night for them. And when you see all these people screaming and crying and all that...
Screaming and crying? Why did I spend all that money? I spent all this money.
This is it. He goes up in the air. He's like, we're out of here.
True confession time. Huh? True confession time. Exclusive on the Tom Snyder program.
You'll suffer in the dressing room.
Ace sets the mood for the interview right away when Tom accidentally refers to Gene as the bass player. Even though he slightly stumbles over the delivery, drunk Ace delivers a very clever joke.
They are known for the incredible illusions and theatrics during their performances. The drummer goes 30 feet up in the air and turns around. The bass player grunts, groans, flies 40 feet up in the air and spits blood. Now, here are the remarkable members of KISS, and first of all, Mr. Gene Simmons, who is the bass player, who is the bass player, Mr. Peter Criss, who is the drummer, Mr. Paul Stanley, who is the guitarist, and Ace Frehley, who is the lead guitarist.
I'm the trap player.
Now, tell how this started, you know.
At number 1 is Ace and Tom's plumber exchange, which is the most classic moment of the interview. If you listen closely, you can hear that Peter actually has a good line here which gets totally buried.
But tell me what each outfit means, and I'll start with you, Ace.
Well,
That means a
I
cucumber.
think this outfit is self-explanatory. I mean, you know, this is part of a kind of a V shape. This is my utility belt, and we don't want to go any below than my waist area because that's reserved for concert payers. Yeah?
I understand that.
But,
and after it's all over, they say, this is what we paid for.
And that's why they always feel short. I stole this from Flash Gordon, and, you know, I have my cape here.
But you're kind of like a spaceman, huh?
No, actually, I'm a plumber. On the side.
Next, Tom says a line which Ace seems to think is an unintentional sexual double entendre. But I'm convinced that Tom Snyder, the ultimate showbiz pro, deliberately sets him up for it. Let me know what you think.
Listen, I got a little piece of pipe backstage I'd like to have you work on.
Tell me about it. Oh, you won't it, but I
You You old sweet talker, you.
Sadly, the other 3 members never got to say what each of their outfits means. That's it. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to get loads more arbitrary KISS Top 10 lists. Bye.